Good morning, friends. Hope you are enjoying English speaking learning from what I have mentioned. Hope you have written down some verbs for your information and reference, and to make it easy, I have also mentioned below some verbs, so you can pick up those verbs and use in your day-to-day life. So as you know, the verb means action. Verb indicates the action or a condition or an experience, and the verb is used by us every day while talking, while writing, and we also hear from others different type of verbs being used by them. So person to person, the usage of verb differs. Some people will use verbs which you have not heard also. So what we should do to collect maximum verbs, you must be having dictionary English to your mother tongue, like that. So from that dictionary you find out all the verbs starting from alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So from each alphabet you make 3 or 4 sentences by picking up 3 or 4 verbs, or you may say 5 verbs you can pick up from A, 5 verbs you can pick up from B, like that. And in a notebook you may write down. So when you write down, that will help you to remember very fast. Only by listening, what will happen? You will forget. You will not have the actual experience. So buy a small notebook, write down, and also while reading the newspaper, any newspaper, you find out which are the verbs being used there. So those verbs also you can copy down. So when we have got a big vocabulary of verbs, we can have full control over that English language. Very easy to communicate, talk, very easy to understand, very easy to write, very easy to memorize. Also, we should try to use simple verbs so that we can make others understand easily. You must have seen in so many speeches, they use good verbs, very easy to understand. So we also understand, we also enjoy that. We grasp correct meaning so that we can use in our life. So what is the use of these verbs? They are used in our day-to-day life to make our life better. When you go to a shop, when you go to office, then you have to communicate. So by using simple verbs, you can easily communicate to other person and get your work done. So now let us see different forms of verb. So verbs always indicate the time. So main purpose of verb is to indicate the time. As I said, in tense means time, whether it happened in the past, whether it will happen in the future, or it is happening right now. So I say I went. That is in the past. I went. Simple past. I am going. Still I am doing. I will go. That will happen in future. So when you use verbs with the different auxiliary verbs, it will show the tense time when it happened. Auxiliary verbs. It's a new concept, very simple concept. Auxiliary means helping. Helping the main verb. Auxiliary verb means helping the main verb. So the auxiliary verb would help us to indicate the correct time. So some of the auxiliary verbs I shall tell you. Shall, will, I will go. See, in future. Will is go. Merely you use I go. But it happened in the past. In the present or future we don't know. When you use auxiliary verb, helping verb. Auxiliary means helping. Auxiliary verb, it indicates that when it will take place, or it is taking place, or it took place in the past. Like that, auxiliary verbs can, could, should, would, be, being, been, has, have, had, will be, would be, out, must. So these are the some of the helping verbs, auxiliary verbs, which are used with the main verb to indicate the time when the action has taken place. I was playing football. So it happened in the past. So some of the verbs I mentioned, I indicated. So a new concept, auxiliary word is used. How that helps? Some auxiliary verbs I have given. So you may also write down in your notebook which are the auxiliary verbs as I told, or you may copy it down from your dictionary or grammar book. So auxiliary verb, am is an auxiliary verb. Is, are. So am, am, are, are. Is, has, have, had, auxiliary verbs. Then will have, will be, should be, shall be. These are some of the auxiliary verbs we are using. In tense we have to use this, and it is very simple. It is not at all complicated. Once we master this simple auxiliary verbs, we can easily write, we can easily talk. The other person will enjoy listening to our English, and he will appreciate, he will praise us that how nicely he is speaking. So auxiliary verbs. Now let us see the verbs. There are 5 forms of verb. One verb has 5 forms. It is in the present form. The present form. In present also, verb is used with singular, verb is used with plural. The present one is there. So you got 2 verb. For example, present. When you want to use with plural noun, subject, we go. We is a subject. Then we are using go. Say go is a verb. Present only. When I use he, subject, he goes. So one verb you got goes, one verb you got go, 2. Now it's a, so one is goes first form, go is second form. Now third form is present participle. Present participle easy to understand. It will end in ing, going. This go only I will use. I am going, she used, going. So it is a third form. Now fourth form, past form of the verb. Past form is went. Same, go we are using, went. I went there. Now fifth form is past participle. Past participle form of the verb, gone. That is the fifth form. So total in a verb or an action we can have 5 forms of verb. So we should know what are the 5 forms of verb, so that we can use these verbs suitably while writing or while communicating. So I will tell you again. In present there are 2 verbs used with subject, depending upon subject plural or singular. Plural means more than one, and singular means one. So here we shall use another one, begins. See, begins first form, begin second form, beginning third form, began, began, began fourth form, begun, begun, begun fifth form. So these are the 5 forms of verb. Now the homework for you is make some 20 verbs and its 5 forms. When you write down, what you have to do in your notebook, write forms of verb. Forms of verb. Below you write present. Present. So present, underline it, singular, plural. Singular when we use goes with goes, plural, go. So first form and second form. Now present participle, another heading, that is third form, going. Then you write past, below you write went. Then you write past participle, that is fifth form, and you write gone. So like that you make a table and write down. So at least 10 to 20 verbs you make. Now we can take another verb, jump. So first form is jumps, second is jump, third is jumping, fourth is jumped, fifth is jumped. So in certain cases past and past participle, that is fourth form and fifth form, will be same. Now another example I will take. Hope you are not getting bored. Climb. First form climbs, climb, climbing, climbed, climb. Another form dance, dances, she dances, dances, they dance. Third form dancing, present participle. Fourth form danced, fifth form also danced. So like this you have to make 5 forms of verb. At least 10 you make. Look at your dictionary, or from your mind you take, or you observe in your area, surroundings, what are the actions taking place. When you go to kitchen you will see that cooking, pick up, crying, pick up, then taking, take, like that. Rotation, fan is rotating, From that you make 5 sentences. So see the way, in this way it is very easy. So today this much hope is sufficient to help you read, write and understand. Thank you. In next video we'll put more related to this English language learning. Tense we will talk further on this. Tense is very easy. Only you have to write down. When you write down, it will be easy. When I talk and you listen, the picture will not be that much clear. But once you write down, it will become very clear. Especially that table you may make. Present you make present participle, past participle. Under present you make 1, 2. One is for verbs ending yes, goes, like that. Second is go. Third is went. Third is going. Goes, go, going. Fourth is went. Fifth is gone. Like that you have to make. So in the fourth form and fifth form, sometimes that will be different, sometimes the verb will be same. So it is very easy to understand. Why this is required? The necessity of learning verbs. Your English will be very strong. Like these are the basics. You can easily communicate. How the building bricks, cement properly put becomes very strong. Foundation should be very strong. Once you master these small things, you can easily, with confidence, you can talk. Now when you go for an interview, now most of the interviews are taking place only in English language. So after asking a few questions, simple questions, they will understand. How far you studied? Then we will say that I studying MBA, which is wrong. I studying, not, it will not come like that. I studied up to MBA, like that it has to come. So once you have the mastery over these small things, small English language grammars, you will be confident and you will get through the interview also, because the interviewer will come to know that you have good mastery, good confidence, good learning power, good communication power in your spoken, written language. So today, let us say bye. See you in the next class and prepare very well as possible to you. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Enjoy.